Future Millionaire. Right now the time is 3:30 here in Queensland. We're gonna go into a multiple day lockdown, total lockdown of the entire state because the COVID has come back again. That means as long as the lockdown, I will not be making any videos outside of where I live. So this is for privacy reason. I don't think I will be affected health-wise by any of these things because I'm an extremely cautious person. But I have now exactly half an hour to make as much video footage as I can to be used for the next few days. So I will release those video footages gradually over the next few days. So you're gonna see me wearing the same thing at the same location, just talking about different topics. Okay, now enough about the technicality. Let's get back to Bitcoin Cash, of course. All right, so what's gonna happen now is I believe next week we're gonna see one of the starting level point of the institutional rally. Last week is the beginning of the institutionals covering the bottom. Next week is the institutional starting to move the needle upwards, particularly in the Bitcoin Cash ETF space. So I want to continue my my video series for the institutional investors here, and let's call it part 2 of a multi-part institutional investors educational videos. Okay, so for you out there who is not an institutional investor, don't worry about this video. You already know everything you need to know about Bitcoin Cash. But for a lot of institutional investors, this is still new to them. Just imagine you run $100 million and someone asks you to invest on a different planet. That is how difficult it is actually for the institutional investors. It's almost like investing in an alien world. So please understand, they are human too. But once the institutional investors understand the reason why they should be buying into Bitcoin Cash, then what happens is they're going to create a plan of multi-year investment plan, and they're going to execute the plan regardless of the price. This is the same thing that's happening with my friends in Singapore. The same thing is happening with all other institutional investors over time. Now, let me come back to the actual topic. As an institutional investor, what do you worry about? You worry about, actually number one thing you worry about is liquidity. You worry about that you buy something you can't get out of, right? Let's say the reason why people buy Apple and Amazon, and everyone will say there's no problem with this because huge liquidity behind Amazon and Apple shares. Anytime you can get in, anytime you can get out. So the same thing applies also in the crypto space. When you look at the selections, there is about 10,000 different cryptos. If you are running a high-risk hedge fund, you're probably trying to look for those cryptos that's going to give you 100x to 1000x return in the shortest period of time. But think about this way. The whales in this space, the upcoming whales in this space, are big institutional investors who don't care about the 1000x or 100x. They care about not losing more than 20% of their net worth when they go into crypto space. So this is your criteria number one. As an institutional investor, you should worry about what other institutional investor will buy. In the simplest form of game theory is that you have a deck of cards that's been dealt to everybody at the table. You have to think about what other people at the same table is going to do with their cards. So I can tell you this, anyone with a multi-billion-dollar asset value under management, they will always think about exit strategy first and foremost. Therefore, the number one asset they will invest in will be Bitcoin, which is the BTC version of the Bitcoin, for no other reason other than liquidity. That's all there is. Literally just liquidity alone is enough to justify the investment strategy, putting at least 50% of their crypto money into Bitcoin. Totally fine. The next thing they're going to buy is Ethereum. So they probably put, according to the indexing, they will probably put 25% of their money into Ethereum. But wait, there's another 25% left. What do you put the money in? Here comes the trick. Most others will put the money according to the indexing, which means they're going to put the remaining 25% into other 8 to 10 different cryptos. But if you want to get ahead of the game, what you should do is you should put that 25% of your investment capital for crypto entirely into Bitcoin Cash, because the link between Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin, so when the price goes up like what's going on now, you have a huge amount of upside with next to no downside. Diversification does not work in crypto at this moment because we are too new in this space. Therefore, as institutional investors, here's your shortcut. Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash is linked together. If you put 25% of your investment asset into Bitcoin Cash, you have a disproportionate amount of exposure to one of the cheapest crypto with the lowest correlation with other assets. At the same time, it has about 80% correlation with Bitcoin. And it's justifiable so, because Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash using exactly the same mining equipment, and all the mining companies who now, for example, in Ethereum space, they are going to upgrade to Ethereum 2.0, which means the miners in Ethereum is going to be outdated. They will no longer use mining equipment to determine the proof of work. Instead, they go for the proof of stake protocol. Therefore, every machine that's ever created for mining Ethereum will be outdated. But those machines cannot mine. You cannot switch those machines over to mine Bitcoin because they use a different algorithm. They have a different protocol. So that situation doesn't apply to Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Anytime people who are mining Bitcoin can immediately, with a click of a mouse, switch over to mine Bitcoin Cash. It is extremely easy for those mining companies to mine Bitcoin Cash compared to any other crypto. That means anytime you have a market price arbitrage opportunity, before you start to arbitrage them in the market, the mining companies are already arbitraging by putting the mining machines at work. And you can check this out on the internet on CoinCashDance website. Just Google Cash Coin Dance, I think, or Coin Cash Dance. You will find it for yourself. Now, as institutional investors, Bitcoin Cash offer you the branding of Bitcoin, the depth of Bitcoin, and the reliability of Bitcoin. On top of that, it offers you the smart contract ability of Ethereum, which is currently explored. But over the next 12 months, you're going to see how important the smart contract ability for Bitcoin Cash it is. So before you do that, I strongly recommend you to do more due diligence. Look at the top 5 coins and see if Bitcoin Cash is justifiable the third coin you should put your money in. For outperforming the market, put 25% of your crypto asset investments into Bitcoin Cash. You will outperform every single peer out there, and you will be able to explain this very well to your investors, because institutional investors are just custodians. They're getting paid 1% to 2% a year to do what I'm telling you for free, literally. So I don't even know how long they can last in this space. But at least right now, they can still put 25% into Bitcoin Cash and then outperform the market, and then justify the 1% to 2% management fee that you are charging for whatever you are doing for your client. All right, this is the part 2 of my institutional investor quick due diligence lesson about Bitcoin Cash. I see you in the next part 3. Bye.